Hello everybody, today I want to show you our Super Fast Mobfarm. This was a community project done with JL2579 and SciCraft members. The next part you mostly hear JL talking, so don't be surprised.
Hello everybody and welcome to our newest massively oversized building farming accelerated raining mobs, or in short, Mob.Fa.R.M. I'm here together with Ilmango.
Hi.
Ragu.
Hello.
Enemy's friend.
Hey.
And Methods.
Which is AFK.
Yeah. They are from the SciCraft server, and I've teamed up with Ilmango and the others to develop a new farm concept that was just trying to break the record of having the most drops per hour, or raining the most drops per hour. So this description here actually tells you something about how the mob farm works. It accelerates the mobs downwards by pushing them downwards with slime blocks, and this speeds up the farm by quite a bit. And then we have some other neat techniques we use to quickly collect the mobs and have not a single mob that can ever survive this farm. So I think at first we can quickly show you the principle by heading over to a demo setup we have on the other side of the farm. I'm gonna fly through, and yeah, somebody sets himself to spectator. That's smart because it's so huge that it takes ages to fly through in creative. So it's over here. Mango, do you want to explain the principle of this one in short?
Okay, so the mob farm is the faster we kill the mobs, and in order to kill them faster, we push them down with slime blocks, so they get momentum initially, so directly after they spawn, and then it just takes them, what was it, 21 game ticks until they hit the ground. 22.
So you can see here, in the same tick as they spawn, the tripwire triggers and powers this adjacent piston, and we are instantly depowering the floor and powering the ceiling. And the best part about this is that we catch all mobs, even baby zombies, because the tripwire is on the floor, and since 1.10 you can have tripwire on the floor and on over air without any problems and without it breaking, which is really nice because that means we can detect all kinds of mobs. Oh, since 1.9 actually? Oh, yep. I didn't know. I thought it was since
1.9 and 1.10 are pretty much the same.
Some more stuff. Obviously the leaves are there because we needed a block that is spawn proof, is not getting moved by slime blocks, and also doesn't decrease the spawning rates, so has to be transparent, and I think leaves are pretty much the only option. You could have built it completely different with obsidian, but you can't replace the leaves with another block. Yeah, and the fall height, maybe you can show it over here, is just so that witches don't immediately die, but don't have enough time to drink a fire resistance potion on the magma slime blocks. So if I spawn in a witch, or maybe someone else can do, and we can see it at the bottom, they will, thank you, they will survive at the bottom for a short moment, try to drink something, but they will die before they can actually drink the potion. Yeah, it looks a bit weird because the magma blocks are emitting light, but there is no light level above, so the witches are completely pitch black. Yeah, all other mobs die immediately, and obviously everything that has feather falling or protection gear will survive but die on the magma blocks. And the best part is, items will not be destroyed, so they can be picked up by minecarts, and they are all funneled to the center. You can see it over here. Actually, I need night vision to properly show this. There we go.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And this this system here makes sure that the minecarts are emptied out at twice the hopper speed. The dropper clocks are pretty cool. Mango, why do we have dropper clocks and not something with a redstone dust?
It's easily tileable and quite lag friendly.
Yeah. And exactly. So the droppers know, observers, sorry, not dropper clocks. I meant observer clocks that fire the droppers. The advantage is they don't create much lag because there is barely any redstone dust, and they just updated each other since 1.11, or since when is this working?
Changed a lot in the snapshots.
Yeah, since they have the delay. I guess we can show you the collections area in the middle, and then tell you a bit more about how the layout was, and if that there are some issues with this farm, which are mostly just bugs in the game, which currently cause a slight issue, but it's not a big problem. And yeah, more to that in a second.
Now we take a look at the amount of drops we get. So we had it running for 1 hour, and yeah, the rates are spectacular. It beats every previous design we had so far. We get approximately 169,000 items per hour. And there you can see what we get as follows. So we get about 41,000 arrows, 41,000 bones, same amount of rotten flesh, gunpowder, so that's the main drops we get. Then we get approximately 4,000 witch drops. Sticks, we get twice as much sticks as the other items, but it's more or less 2/3 of a normal witch farm, which is quite good. And yeah, we also have a chicken farm. So if your chicken farm is broken in 1.11, with the entity cramming, this farm will supply you with enough chicken. Because we can use the sticks and raw chicken from the chicken jockeys to get about 100 cooked chicken per hour.
So this is enough to supply several people by just AFKing in this. It's amazing. You can see how many drops we have here. That's like I think about 9 double chests of each item type. Just after an hour, it's absolutely insane. This whole array is filled in about 8 hours, I think.
Yeah, it's about 400 double chests. If you AFK overnight, it's filled up.
Yeah, but that brings me to a slight issue. Let's fly above. There you can see that some of the sections are permanently sticking out. For example, over here. So they seem to be somehow disabled. And the reason for this is a bug that I think Panda originally discovered. We have a link in the video description to this bug, and please make sure to vote this up on the bug tracker so that this is getting fixed soon. The problem is that entities sometimes, when they get moved to another chunk, and in the same time, and before they get updated the next time, get deleted, they are not properly removed from the game, but they're still, because they are in no entity list of any chunk. I think Panda could explain this better. But what remains is that if you take a look at this tripwire hook line with F3, that one of these tripwire hooks is powered.
This one here. The one over here, the second one to the hook.
Ah, okay. So it's permanently powered. Even if you punch it out and replace it, it's as soon as you walk over it, it's gonna stay permanently powered. But it's not, it is fixable by unloading these chunks. So what you have to do is move out of the farm horizontally and come back, and all these sections will be fixing itself automatically. But this means that after a while, this farm starts to clog up because more and more of these sections will be in this invalid state. It happens rarely because for this to happen, 2 mobs have to spawn at the same spot, which they can by now because they are not checking for each other's collision box upon spawning anymore. And then during the fall, push each other apart horizontally and then into another chunk. Then this can happen, and we could avoid this by having drop shafts and align these sections within chunk borders so that a mob cannot ever go to another chunk, but this would completely ruin the look and also require us to completely rebuild this farm. So we decided to instead wait for the bug to be fixed, and in the meantime you can just go out of this farm every 5 hours or so, and it will barely affect the drop rates.
Yeah, after 8 hours the rates decrease to about 159,000 on average.
Yeah,
so who AFKs longer than 8 hours, once you get a million items, it's not really necessary, I guess.
Yeah,
so
if you AFK for a full day, this whole farm will be clogged probably, but as mentioned, you just have to go out every 5 hours or so, then it will barely influence it. Yeah. Is there anything left we can show you? Maybe the lighting
how
system?
we turn it on off, yeah?
Yeah. Is there anyone who wants to demonstrate it? Yeah.
I go.
Probably not a good idea, but
oh yeah, let me go in spectator mode. It's quite laggy, of course, because we are updating the light level on this whole section, especially on turning it off. I will fly.
You ready?
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
let's try.
My frame rate will drop to 0 anyways, but
Going.
Oh, and by the way, the farm is not very stress intensive for the server, so the server can easily keep up with 20 ticks per second, at least this one here. But client side, it's quite a bit laggy, at least for my computer. I don't know. But yeah, usually if you have a decent server, it should be able to run at 20 ticks per second, no problem. even if you have more people on and therefore even higher drop rates. Oh, that's maybe another thing you can mention. How many items per hour did we get with more than one person on the server?
We got up
two
to
people.
350,000 with 3 people.
Yeah, that's quite amazing. So that's also the reason why this doesn't slow down immediately due to these sections that get clocked, because there are more spawn spaces in this farm than you actually need for single player. And so, we are done. So we can have these high spawning rates for several hours until it starts to slow down.
We should also mention that if you want to build this farm, you need to build it in the exact same size and also at the exact same height, because we use the lowest 3 subchunks, and that's why the spawning attempts are focused in the lower area. So don't place any opaque blocks above the farm, so otherwise the rates will be lowered.
We have minecarts here at the bottom, and they can be turned on and off with this lever here. So if you enter the farm, you can see there's a walkway here. You can get up, and then there's a slime block that punches you to this AFK spot. This is right in the middle of the farm, so the output will be maximized if you're standing in here, since the largest amount of mobs is within the range where they don't despawn. And if somebody is wondering, how did we build all these circles? Did we actually manually punch them out? No. That's something I can mention. It's just using one command block and all these minecarts. You can just simply have a command block that sets a block above the minecarts, and this block does it only for entities within a certain range or radius, and you place the minecart at the command block in the middle, which means that the minecarts, if they just drive along a square and are constantly changing their position, will only place a block above themselves if they're within a circular radius of the center, and that's how we made these circles within a minute each or so. So they were actually quite easy to build, but it was a bit more tricky to cut off these sections because you had to do it manually. And I think that covers the most important part about the farm. Yeah. So we will provide you with a world download. I hope you guys like it. I love the side of this farm. You can see the mobs raining non-stop. There's nothing that blocks your vision. And it gets way too many items. So yeah, I will leave you guys with this side of more mobs dropping, and we'll see you in another video. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.